Stuyvesant,
huh?
Yeah, good old Bedford Stuyvesant,
baby.
From the Lou
to the Sty, baby.
to the H-Town,
West Side,
to the Sty,
baby.
baby.
Yeah. You already know what it is. 237, no place like home. Catch me on the stoop. And today, yo, cuz I heard St. Louis in the building. Somebody
the Midwest, they said the Midwest, the Midwest. Huh? Let them tell the people who he is.
Yeah, AJ McQueen, you hear me? Straight from the west side of St. Louis, you know what I mean, to the globe, man. All over, you hear me? You know, wherever I go, that's where I am. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, AJ great, man.
What they say wherever you lay your hat is
you
your
heard
home.
me? Hey, that's what it is.
Where you from is where you at.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. So I'm glad to be here. For sure.
God, we appreciate you coming.
Thank you.
First time on the New York Stoop. I like it.
It's my first time on a New York Stoop, and I done seen Kirkland. I done seen Do the Right Thing. I done seen all that, man, and I've never, you know, because in different parts of the city, New York is its own country.
Yeah.
It's its own world.
No doubt.
So I'm glad to be here though. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, for all of those that don't know, you know what I'm saying, the music is fire. Fire. You know. Sorry, mama.
Yeah.
I got distracted.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a title.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
It's a hell of a title.
Thank you.
Because no matter where you're from, we all come from the same places. We dealt with a lot of the same struggles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to actually, right, it is at like the 15-15. We were just talking about 15-15.
Yeah.
That joint fire.
Thank you.
11-11 fire.
Set intentions. Hard. Amico Dream.
Yeah,
I can go get into it.
Amico Dreams. They don't know about the Amico Dream. Yeah, and I appreciate that. Sure.
Now, when you write, is it because again, it's like more poetry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot less cussing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? A lot less cussing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like poetry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How important is the art of making a song, like, poetry and all that?
I know for me, it's more so about letting things flow. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I gotta think too much, it ain't flowing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I believe art should be fluid. I believe expression should be fluid. And I'm a poet by heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get compared to Pac a lot. In that way of being able to transmute poetry and expression, but it's all just passion. It just sounds like that. You hear me? But it's very intentional. It's very organic. And anytime I express myself, I'm not thinking, oh, they finna like this song. I didn't know how people was gonna feel about 15-15, oh, girl.
Yes,
I didn't know how people was gonna feel about 11-11. I'm expressing myself.
Yeah.
And when you release it with the right intentions, it's gonna do what it's supposed to.
The energy.
Yeah.
The energy.
Yeah.
I mean, to that point, we seen some of your accolades.
That's what.
You know what I'm saying? Out there, Barack Obama, congressional.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Joints you done received.
Yes, sir.
Been in the White House, that house. But the most important thing to me was brought your mama.
Yes, sir.
Recently too.
Yeah. Last week.
How did that feel for you? Because you got a hell of a story.
Thank you, brother.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we got family in Houston.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't never been to the Lou.
Yeah.
Want to go to the Lou?
I'll take you to West. Yeah, I'll take you to the hood. Man.
Okay.
We ride through.
Okay. Now, to have come from the Lou and act, because you got a village that took you to kill you. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That village. How you feel about the village and then being able to buy your mom's that house?
It's been something that I remember as early as 9 years old, you know what I'm saying, like really sitting down with myself and having these thoughts, just looking at the conditions that we were in, being poor. Like there's from the hood, then there's poor. You hear me? Like, we were poor. You know what I'm saying? Rats, roaches. I used to wear my mama's shoes to school at one point. I think I maybe was in elementary, either elementary or middle school. I remember having to wear her Reeboks. I never forget because my shoes fell apart. She was, of course, she wore women's sizes. You know what I mean? So I stuck my feet in the Reeboks, and we were just in an impoverished area. You know what I mean? So as I've evolved and as I've grown, I felt it very important to reach back. You know what I'm saying? And reach back and reach forward. I feel like it does the same thing. You know, a tree grows in two ways. You see the top, but you know it's growing down here too. So we reach back and reach forward. You know what I'm saying? Spreading yourself. You know what I'm saying? So and I'm just principled like that. You know, why would I meet a woman? Meet a woman. You heard me? And do more for her than I do for my mom.
Yes. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I just met you.
Yeah.
Now, I had, you know, family and people that's like, man, you know, everybody had their thoughts. My mom was my portal. So regardless of my mom's not perfect.
Yeah.
You heard me?
Yeah.
But that's my portal. You know, honor thy father and mother for their days will be long. So it was important for me to make sure she's good first. And so now she's in a new home. She don't have to work. And she can.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing. Mama ain't got to work.
Quick fast, huh?
No, if I find out that she's doing more, you hear me? If I find out that she's doing more than
relaxing and chilling, taking care of the house. That's her job now. Make sure the house is good. Huh?
And then you know how much more I'ma feel good when I do that for my significant other. When I say, like, once I do it for my mama, it's that same love spreads to the woman them. We've been confused as men to do it the other way around. Make sure your mama's straight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's your portal. That's your. You literally wouldn't be hurt. So and I'm convicted about it. I lost my dad 7 years ago. You heard me? And there's so much I want to do for him. You know, us men are different. You know, we wanna. You know, we the men, we want to make sure, but my dad's older, you know what I mean? And he never asked for anything. But if I always dreamed of buying mama a home and getting him a car that he wants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But again, I wasn't able to do that. So my sense of, when my dad passed, my sense of time changed. You heard me? My sense of morality changed. And my sense of urgency. And I just felt like it was the right thing to do. You know, and my mom, I've never seen her smile more than she's smiling now, man. So.
Listen, I know that has to be the feeling that warm your heart to see your mama smile.
I can't explain it.
I think that we get it so twisted, and we be talking about this because, you know, as we grow older, I think we get it twisted. Like, you know, they talk about the good die young. It's a blessing to get old, to sit down and give back to the people. Like, even when listening to one of your songs and you're talking about, because, you know, I'm a Love Jones head. I'm listening to you talking about Elijah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And how that whole situation unfolded. And he going to always be your son. Know what I'm saying? That's what men do. Yeah. That's what men do. Men are accountable. Listen. I helped you raise this kid. He might not be mine through that way, blood like that. But this is mine. This is my family. You know what I'm saying? So it's again, these are life lessons that I think that as we grow up in the hood, especially. It's a village.
It's definitely
a village.
Yeah, no, and I like I say, even with Love Jones and no, you said something earlier. You said the good die young. I wrote a song in a bar. I literally said no, it's my song Hood Elegance, and I say I heard the good die young. I heard that from an old head. So I heard that from an elder. You know what I'm saying? Like
another old head right here.
Right. Like I'm just saying, like I'm hearing the good die young, but I'm hearing it from the elders who's lived long. So is the goal to be good? Is the goal to be, you know what I'm saying, unsung? No, I think I want to live long. You know what I'm saying? I want to get to, you know what I'm saying, my OG's age, my elders' age, you know what I mean? And that's why I want to show the youth them, you know what I'm saying, and you know, and the brethren, and you know, like everybody in the hood, the streets, man, that, you know, there's beauty in age, you know what I'm saying? There's beauty in evolving. You know what I mean? I look forward to my hairline receding. I look forward to.
I disagree with you with that one.
I know that's kind of aggressive. Right?
Exactly.
You win. You like, I was with you. I'm with you when you're right.
I understand you though, because
I'm just saying, I look.
To make it to 21.
I got shot up at 15.
Yeah. See, look.
So pardon me for wanting to. You heard me? I lost my partners before we were 18. So yeah, I wanna, you know what I'm saying, get old and stand at the screen door and fuss. I wanna fuss for no reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But no, so it's important to me. You know what I mean? And you know, with Love Jones, I wrote that from my soul. You know what I mean? And regardless of the woman them, you know, I released myself. I held myself accountable. And you know, I made that capsule to where when Elijah gets older, you know what I'm saying, he heard that, he know how I felt.
That's right.
And I think that's what I encourage in my music, us men to express how we feel. You hear me? Pride, ego aside. You know, find a safe space. Don't be no chatty patty. Don't be no, don't gossip. You know, Rasta don't gossip. But find a safe space to express yourself. And my safe space is my music. You know what I'm saying? So before I release the music, I release it for myself first. And it just so happened that people like it, but I literally don't write for people to like it.
Was you into music at 15?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
I've been when I was in middle school, I was in the band. I played the drums in the band. I was in a marching band. I was in symphonic band. I used to play the recorder. You know what I'm saying?
I did the recorder.
I used to play the guitar. And I'm talking about music. I got vinyls. You know, in my yard, I got vinyls all on the wall. You heard me? Like, I'm talking about, I got a whole vinyl wall.
I don't know why I go get
crossing.
So wow.
You know, this is New York.
We in the hood, baby.
I'm hip. I love it.
Yeah. You know how it go. They what you call it. They you know, they like, man, I don't know what's going on over there, but I'm gonna do my thing.
They respectful though.
Y'all want some cookies? We got some cookies.
No, not yet.
Oh, not yet.
We'll shout out Sophia. This the break. So you want to go into that now?
Nah, I don't know.
He offering.
Hold on, I got a question though.
Yeah, go ahead, Kurt. Let's go.
We rolling? We good?
No, hold on. Oh, you never stop?
You never stop.
You ain't stop. That's what's up.
That's the part we gotta look for.
You gotta remember that.
Cut that.
Yeah.
So 15, you was in the music. You said you was in the band. All of that. What kind of hip hop influenced you though at that time?
So listen,
who was you like, yo? I want to do. Who did you hear that made you say, yo, I can do this right here. I want to do this.
Pac. Pac, like no joke.
Yeah.
You know, I know people want to say that sound cool, and I just saying that because I'm in New York, where he originally from. But you know, born, right?
He chose the sound,
right? But Pac, you know what I'm saying? You know, Nas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But again, my life has been a little mixture of such because I also have influence of Bob Marley. You know what I'm saying? You know, and Damian Marley, all the Marleys, honestly, play a big part of my musical life. But then I take you to Sade, you know what I'm saying? Anita Baker.
Yeah.
But then we go to Mozart.
Okay.
And we go to Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
So I think that I just love music. I love frequency, honestly. I've been studying neo-expressionism as I write my new project. And I've been studying Basquiat and Andy Warhol and how they express themselves through colors. And I want to put colors in my music. So I am taking colors and finding a way to express it in music. So the bright colors, the turquoise, the reds, all that. So, but all those artists have, you know, inspired me. You know what I mean? So much to not be a trend, but to be a classic. You know what I mean? Some of this stuff is gonna pass through, but I want you to find my music 1,000 years from now when we all transition, going where we going. And you find a capsule, and you put the earphones on, and you like, damn. Life was okay. This was life. Yeah.
You feel like it's still classics out here? You feel like it's still classics out here?
Definitely still classic, brother.
How you feel about the current state right now? How the new music, the new arts, the direction of the music?
Well, it depends. So I'll answer in two parts.
Okay.
I think it depends on what you choose to tune into, because this whole idea that music is just in this dump. I don't believe in that, because I know some artists that ain't even that'll take you higher.
Yeah.
You know, there's a difference between a mainstream and the stream. So I'll say that. But then, I think that music now, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to hip hop, is in a fragile place. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of fragility going on. You know, there's a lot of music that ain't about nothing. And it's empty music.
No substance.
I can't, and that's I don't like deaf music, brother.
Okay.
And more so because I've lived that. So I don't like deaf music. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, there's duality and everything. I'm not one of them critical people that's like, you know, cut it off. But I wouldn't. It don't play at my yard.
Okay.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? Because I can't, like, you know, in that regard, you can't serve two masters. So I love hip hop. I think there's some classes out there. You know what I mean? I think I've been a fan of Kendrick for a minute. I've been a fan of your what else I want to say? Your Mick Jenkins. I've been a fan of like real lyricists, real penmanship. I love penmanship, so it ain't that much penmanship I heard.
Listen, I ain't expect you to say nothing. Look, when you hear an album like yours, that's what influenced you. Lyricism, you know what I mean? You can hear it in your music where it came from. I just wanted to hear you say a name or two out there one time.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up, brother. I would have hate to have not, shout out Nip, but you know, Nip. So the crazy thing about that, before Nip passed, you know, there were people that were comparing, like sending me stuff, but I didn't even know. I'm not gonna lie and say I was just fully engulfed into his movement. But they were like, man, you know, you remind me of, because I would go to the West Coast, and people would just compare my temperament, and I was just like, oh, that's dope. I'm gonna check him out. So right as I became a fan, that's when he passed. But Nip, for sure. The expression, the heart behind, you know what I'm saying, like speaking from your soul. I think it's a lost art, and it ain't too many. And so what I take in my music, my approach is that raw expression, but it's lyricism, storytelling. And I can write a song, brother. Like I can write a song. If you listen to music, I wrote the hook, I wrote the bridge, I wrote the intro. I go to my producer, and my producer, shout out to him, Marcel Primes. He's the best. He's the GOAT. But even we up at the same keyboard, and I'm saying, move that there. Like I'm involved in the whole music process. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I approach the music.
So with everything that has happened in your life, sound like the music is your therapy.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy about therapy? I used to not believe in it. I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm from the streets, brother. You heard me, to the point to where I ain't start hearing about anxiety and depression and all that until I was in my 20s. I ain't know that was a thing, that you could be, you can feel depressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so music saved my life. And I think it's only right that I give that same thing that saved my life to save other people's life.
That's wild that you say that. You ain't know being depressed was a thing. Meanwhile, you just said you came from, there's a difference between being from the hood and being poor. You had a reason to be depressed and didn't even know it.
I tell people all the time, you know, especially the people in my circle that express themselves, and it's not that I compare myself to them, but I try to get them a different perspective. And I start listing my afflictions. I was like, man, I got shot. I lost my homies. I done lost my dad. I done did this. I done fell out of a car when I was 7. I got sent away when I was 15. I'm homeless as a teenager. I was homeless as an adult. I started listing stuff, and I'm like, if anybody got a reason around this mug,
no doubt, it's you,
to be depressed and to crash out, is me, brother. Not saying other people don't have stuff, but I'm just trying to up you one, to just give you a different perspective, to be grateful. You know what I'm saying? And I think that there are real afflictions these days, but I also think that some people create their own demons because you suppress yourself, you don't speak your truth, and you want instant gratification out of life, and it's not. It don't happen like that.
It damn sure don't.
Nothing happens instant. When you plant a seed, it may look like it's not doing nothing.
All right, give it some time.
But
Be patient.
Yeah. So I feel like life is the same way. Yeah.
Where did your name come from? Is that your name or is that your stage name? Or
That's my name.
That's your name.
Yeah, and no, that's a great question. You know, a lot of people think that's stage name. A lot of people think that's my name. My dad gave me that name. That's his name.
Yeah, it's dope. Yeah.
And I didn't even. Funny story about that. I didn't even realize the power in my name. I was working at a call center, and it was like in my mid 20s, mid 20s. Thank you for calling Manhattan Life. This is AJ McQueen. How can I help you? And I've been saying the same spiel. You heard me? And it was one woman that got on the phone, a black woman at that, and she said, "What's your name?" I said, "AJ McQueen." She said, "That's your name?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Young man, you know how powerful your name is?" Because I used to go by a moniker, you know, like early on when I first started music. Prince AJ. I done went by A Jizzle. When I was a real youth, I went by King Bling.
Oh,
because one of the OGs gave me a chain, a silver chain. And I feel like I was iced out. My neck was green, but I was iced out. So, but AJ McQueen, that's me. You know what I'm saying? And I curry that. You know what I'm saying? I've been AJ my whole life. You heard me? And so as I've evolved, then there's people that's like, man, your name sound like a superstar. And I'm like, but now as I evolve into it, I'm like, damn, like,
let's do it.
Let's do it.
You know, and so when I introduce myself to people, it's AJ McQueen. You know, you call me AJ when we become friends.
That's right.
But my name's AJ McQueen. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Gotta say the whole thing.
You gotta say the whole thing.
Gotta say the whole thing.
Yeah, they both go together. You know what I'm saying? Like, they go together, and I feel like, you know, there's power in it. You know what I'm saying? There's power in your name. There's power in what you go by in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was taught, don't let nobody play with your name. So, you know, as when we get comfortable, you know what I'm saying, you can AJ me, you can J me. But at the beginning, I'm greeting you as AJ McQueen. And I just encourage everybody to have pride in their name. And where we're from and our nationality. You know, we put so much power in the race factor, but what about the nationality factor? What about your lineage? You know what I mean? I recently did my ancestry. Yeah, like, I found the oldest living ancestor the oldest ancestor, the first McQueen post-slavery. His name was Isaac McQueen. You know what I'm saying? It was powerful. And I was reading obituaries and newspapers, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I just encourage everybody to trace themselves, man. You know?
Gotta find out what's up.
Yeah.
Well, as black folk, I always say that I think that we should be treated for therapy. We should get therapy we should get free therapy. You got a festival.
Yeah.
What is the God body? What is that festival? What is that?
Listen, I was very interested in that. I'm gonna tell you why.
Like,
right now, I'm currently putting on something similar.
Yeah.
Right?
3 days.
Kind of like a men's health fair type situation.
Dope.
And some of the things I seen you listed that you do at the fair, I was like, yo, this shit is fly.
So I think it's only proper to tell people what God body is.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? You know, especially being in New York, many may know the origin. You know what I'm saying, of the term. You know, arm, leg, arm, head. You know what I mean, for sure. You know, I was raised on the mathematics. You know what I'm saying, supreme mathematics. You know, more Scientology, all of that. Now, I went on my own journey. You know what I'm saying, through these different practices, different focuses, and but it led me back to this God body. You know what I'm saying? You know, God being in our body. A lot of us are taught that God is above us. I believe God is in us. You know what I'm saying? And with that, you know, that's where our energy comes from. You know, so I got God body tatted on my stomach one day, and it's the worst tat I ever got. Oh, it was horrible. I wanted to fight my tattoo artist. You know what I'm saying? But I thugged it out. You heard me?
Yeah.
And but it was amazing because when in that moment, as I was getting this tatted, it's like I alchemized the pain to birthing God body, like the brand, like the movement. And I didn't know where it would come to. Honestly, I like to say that I thought this whole thing out. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I didn't. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? Like it kind of just step. So then there's God Body Weekend. God Body Weekend was me saying, okay, I don't want to be selfish. There's other people in this world, other people in this country that either A, share the same ideologies as me, same philosophies. B, need to embrace the philosophies and embrace their God body. You know what I'm saying? And so what I did was, I created a festival. And then truthfully, if I could be vain a little bit, they weren't booking me for festivals at the time, so I said I'm just gonna create my own.
That's right. Why not? Why not?
Oh yeah, y'all ain't moving fast enough. You know what I'm saying? So let me create my own, and we just celebrated our 3rd annual. People coming from all over. You know what I'm saying? Literally all over. Solo trips. People coming and off of my word of like, hey, you safe. And there's people that ain't never traveled, in their life or never been to the city, and they come and they there. And we got these different activations, everything from the free food program, you know what I mean, which I'm very excited about. We already do that in the city through my nonprofit. I have a 501c3 performing arts and literacy.
Talk about it.
Yeah. So writer's block. So we already do that in the city. Backpack drives, toy drives, sock and shoe drives, all that. So the free food program is just a mass. It's a mass, mass community service thing to where I'm like, okay, you want to perform with me? You want to do all this with me? Come serve with me. You know what I'm saying? If you're not willing to do that, I don't really want to build with you like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just my honesty. So then we had therapy, which I'm very excited about that because it provided therapy. Now you got your word therapy, then it's like, damn, therapy. So I just took the word art and smacked it in the middle of it because I believe that artists and creatives and entrepreneurs, we deal with a different level of mental health issues. Yeah. Because you want to do more than wake up, sleep, go to work, go to sleep. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you want to be great, and it comes with a different mental anguish than your regular human. So I feel like artists needed just a different type of expression. So your therapy, your yoga. I had licensed therapists in the room. Everybody black. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I'm gonna black it out. You know what I'm saying? Boldly. You know what I'm saying? I'm not anti anything, but I am pro black for sure. And so we did that, and then we we had the Map Festival. We had a lot of different activations, man. It was so beautiful. We had the God Body Brunch. And I ain't gonna lie, I started there because I didn't get my Rock Nation brunch wasn't coming fast. My invite, I never got it.
Made your own brunch. Made your own. Yeah,
so how we doing this for next year? What date is next year? Is next year set already?
Yeah, so I have my own day in the city of Houston, which is February 19th.
Talk about
given to me by the mayor former mayor of Houston, who actually just passed away, Mayor Sylvester Turner. God rest his soul, great man. You know what I'm saying? Great man of principle, man of stature, and a man of confidence. And he affirmed me in many ways. Any idea I brought to him, he was like, let's do it. You got it. So he awarded me my own day in Houston, February 19th. So every year, even when I leave this earth, is AJ McQueen Day, February 19th. And my name is power. You heard me. My youth will celebrate that. My legacy will celebrate that. You know what I'm saying? So with that, the weekend is attached to that. You know what I mean? As again, not necessarily a celebration of me only, but a celebration of what everybody can aspire to do and be.
Well, listen, we got some cookies. First off,
let's shout out Sophia and Grace one time. They always take care of us. They send us some more people. So shout out Sophia and Grace. What's that? 163.
163 round.
163 round.
Regular, nothing in them. You know what I'm saying? They got all kind of cookies.
You say Sophia?
Sophia Grace. Black joint.
Okay, Sophia.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me see what you do.
Yeah, Sophia and Grace.
I never seen one.
Yeah. Hold on, man. You want a whole cookie? Hold on, man. You want all the cookies?
You take them all, man. I gotta split one every goddamn week. Oh,
Hey, this is a sugar
that
cookie.
honey butter, son.
I want
Honey butter down there,
It's a
cuz.
sugar cookie.
Why you trying to get all the cookies, you know?
I don't even need to dip down. It's a lot of
Sophia and Grace, baby.
Child Sophia.
Huh? And
Hold on.
Hey, this is good as hell.
cookie good as hell? You know how we do in the hood?
Child Sophia.
Huh?
Sophia. You did great. It's good.
We got some more food for thought for you.
What's it what?
So, you know, all the kids out there say, I'm him. You know what I'm saying? And the things you're doing right now for just the community. You know what I'm saying? Gracing us with your talents. You know what I'm saying? You doing it to get it out there. But we appreciate it.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? And with that, we want to say, listen, man, it's this, you know, Himothy, one of one. One of one. You know what I'm saying?
Himothy, one.
Yeah, we got another shirt that we want to send to you. It says it's not the slick in you, but it's the God in me.
Wow, bro.
You know what I'm saying? We want to send that to you. But this one right here, you know what I'm saying? This is one of one. You know what I'm saying? Because you're doing your thing. You're one of one, and we appreciate it.
Exactly.
And whenever you're in Brooklyn, you know you got to
welcome on the stoop.
It won't be your first and only time on the stoop.
Right here.
And just in case for all of them don't know, he got on some double soul. He got double soul.
He got the right joints. He got
double souls on. Just in case, all of those people that's you know, they be wearing a single soul, you know, it's,
reflection of my real soul. I'm that soul. Talk to me nice. Talk to me nice. Word is bond. My mother, me.
You know? Talk that talk. You know?
Gratitude, man.
But brother,
thank you.
AJ McQueen.
Thank you for pulling up, baby.
We want to sit down and say we appreciate you. Because I hope one day I could call you AJ, baby.
Yes, Lord.
Because that's friends.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? And we appreciate you coming.
Man, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Love, sir. Yes, sir. Love, God. Gratitude.
Yo, and on that note,
as always, you know what it is. 237, no place like home. Catch me on the stoop. 100.